Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to read the story, Ricky's Homework. This is a Ricky and Buster story. And as we can see here on the cover, we see Ricky. He is the little boy in the story, and Buster is Ricky's pet parrot. In this story, Ricky does his homework, but then something happens to his homework. Today we're going to read to find out what happened to Ricky's homework. Let's open up and see. So we can see here that this is a chapter book. It has a table of contents. Now, there we go. The contents tell us the names of the chapters. And sometimes the names of the chapters will help us get an idea of what we're going to be reading about in the story. So in chapter 1, I see it's called ABC. This chapter, I know he's doing homework, so he must be doing something with the ABCs. So on chapter 2, it says Buster alone. Ricky must have left Buster alone with his homework. I wonder if that was a good idea. And chapter 3 is Buster helps. So it looks like Ricky's going to be getting some help from his buddy Buster. All right, let's go on to the next page. All right, here we see Ricky sitting down getting ready to do his homework. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see the words a little better. It says Ricky had to do his homework before he could play with Buster. And Buster is sitting down with Ricky while he's doing his homework. It says Buster was sitting on his perch. Let's take a look at that word, perch. Okay, let's use the picture to help us know what the word perch is. So I see Buster says Buster was sitting on his perch. I see this stick thing that Buster's sitting on. That thing must be called a perch. Now, Buster heard Ricky's mom tell him to do his homework. So Buster says, "Do your homework," he squawked. Let's take a look at that word squawked here. Okay, let's zoom in and take a look. Now, if I'm noticing the word squawked, I notice that it has an ED on the end. When we come to words we can't read, boys and girls, one of the things I like to see you try is to cover up the ending and see if you know the base word. Okay, the base word in this is squawk. Then I can put the ending back on it and read it squawked. Okay, what do you think squawked means? Do your homework, he squawked. Now notice there's quotation marks right there. Okay, there's quotation marks there. And then it says he squawked. I know someone's talking, so squawked must be another word for talking. Who squawks in this story? Do you think Ricky squawks or does Buster squawk? That's right. Buster is the one that squawks. So squawk is another word for talking. And we might use that if a bird is talking because birds squawk. All right, let's go on. Uh-oh, what's Buster doing? Yeah, he took Ricky's pencil. He's going to make it kind of hard for Ricky to do his homework, isn't he? All right, let's see what comes next. I'm looking at the picture. It says ring. And it looks like it's not coming from Ricky or Buster. Must be coming from another room. Okay. So, what do you think might be ringing? Yeah, that's right. When we hear ringing, we think it is a telephone. There's the word telephone. All right. Very nice. Let's go on to the next page. Uh-oh, I see Ricky's gone. And Buster is still chewing up Ricky's pencil. All right. Oh, Buster's all done chewing up the pencil, so what did he do? He flew over to the desk and grabbed his other pencil. The story says, then he continued to chew. I want to underline some parts in that word, continued. Okay, let's take a look. Again, we want to break up the word if we're having a hard time reading it. So there's that ED, we can take it off. Now that's still kind of long, so I'm going to break it again. I see two consonants that are together, N and T. I can break it right there between the N and T. So I'm going to cover everything up after the N and see if I know that part. Cun. All right, now I can cover up that part, cun, and I can cover up the ED and the U, and I see the word 10. Let me grab that eraser. I'm going to show you the parts. Okay. So I can cover it up. I'm covering up my parts, and I read cun. Now I see the word 10. And I know UE says you, like in the word glue. I always think of that when I see a UE together. And I know UE says you, glue. So now I know my parts. Cun, 10, U, and I got the D on the end, D, continued. Okay? We're always breaking words up into smaller parts, boys and girls. Okay? Make sure you do that as you're reading. And if you get stuck, try to break it into smaller chunks or pieces that you know. Okay. Oh, Ricky came back. What happened to his homework? Use our picture here to help us understand a little bit. Along with all the pencil that's been chewed up, I see pieces of paper. Oh no, Ricky is not going to be happy. Oh, it says he looked very sad. I would be sad if I did my homework and it went missing. Oh, I see Ricky found another pencil. And maybe he's got another sheet of paper. I bet he's going to redo that. Here it says, quickly he reached into his book bag. Let's take a look at that word reached. What can I cover up in reached to help me read the word better? I can cover up the ED. So we cover it up. What word do we get? Reach. And we add the ED on. Reached. Good. All right, boys and girls. Today as you read, don't forget, if you come to hard words, cover some parts up. Look for parts you know. Always start by covering up an ending, and I bet you can get the base word. Okay? So today you're reading to find out what happened to Ricky's homework, and you're reading to find out who helped Ricky at the end. After you finish the story, okay, you're going to go to Literacy Footprints right where I am now and read on your computer. So when you click on the book, it's going to have you sign in using your username and password. If you need those, have someone contact me and I can get those for you. Once you're signed in, it should take you to this book. If it doesn't take you to this book, you need to go to your assigned books and click on Ricky's homework and read it. When you're finished reading it, you can mark it as a favorite if you liked the story, but for sure, I want you to mark it as read. You're going to click on that check mark. I will be checking Literacy Footprints to see if you have checked this check mark. That way I know you have read the story. After you have read the story, you are going to go to the discussion section on Canvas, and it's going to take you to a short quiz. And I want you to answer. There's 2 questions. I want you to answer the 2 questions that are on that page. All right, boys and girls, have a super day. Happy reading.